Welcome. We're at SEC Media Days. I don't know why I started like that. Why am I talking like this? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what we're doing here. But we're figuring it out as we go. I'm Nick Roush. That's Adam Luckett. This is JD PicKell from On3's The Hard Count. He's the best of the best. He talked to Feinbaum today. How was Paul's hair looking?
It was looking good. I think when he came on, we were mid-show, and my mouth was a little dry, and I tried to say mouth of the South, and I think what I said was mouse of the South. He didn't react, but my heart dropped, and I was like, dang, all right, nowhere to go but up. But yeah, he was great. Hair looked good.
One could say he's the mouse of the South. Very small man, little ears, but we love Paul. He's great. How much would you have to get paid to trade hair with Paul Feinbaum?
Does anything else come with it?
You trade places.
Something.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. Would you trade Feinbaum his show for his hair? And he gets your hair, and then he takes over your show.
No, because I love On3.
This is a Photoshop waiting to happen. So we need to get the On3 graphics team on this Photoshop right now. $1 million idea.
Oh, man. We're already off the rails, but on the rails, back on it. Serious questions. We're embracing debate. Luckett versus Pick. Here we go. Da-da-da-da. The lights come down. We're Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Love it.
First-year coaches in the league. We're talking Oklahoma and SC. New additions.
Yep.
Who has the most short-term success, and it is the same person as has the most long-term success.
So we're talking Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah. But also Kalen DeBoer.
Ooh.
Exactly. Who's it going to be?
Music changes a little bit there.
Yeah. So first-year success, but also long-term.
I'll go Texas for both.
Ooh.
I think Sark has got his best in front of him. I love the resources at Texas. I love the quarterbacks at Texas, not just that's going to play this year, but also you got Arch Manning, you got Diabell. So I'll go Texas. I think they are going to be a force here going forward.
Sark has lost twice to Kalen DeBoer. Straight up. I like Texas. I think the roster's in better shape. He's got the 3-year starter at quarterback. They've really been building for this since he got there. But it's hard for me to forget what happened at Washington, what happened at USC. He's a new guy now, but even at Texas, this time last year, if they would have made the jump to the league, we all would have been really questioning them. Can he do that? Because the big thing, he's never won double-digit games before. Where Kalen DeBoer, all he's done is win. If you would have asked me this in January, my answer would have been different. But right now, Texas, this year, long term, I'm taking Bama. DeBoer, all he does is win, and he's showing some recruiting chops right now. Now, the NIL funds is helping, but you still got to go out and you still got to get the players, and they're doing that right now. So I would buy stock on DeBoer, and if you're any level of competent, you win a national championship at Alabama. So he's probably going to be just fine. Where at Texas, we haven't seen that. It's a lot harder to win and get all the cooks out of the kitchen. So give me DeBoer long term, but Sark year one, I think they have a legit chance to win a national title this season.
The part that intrigues me the most about Alabama in year one is what can DeBoer do with Milroe? Because Milroe's highs are very high, but his lows, he couldn't take a snap in the Rose Bowl, which leads me to our next question, which I think I'm surprised isn't more of a talking point here on Radio Row at SEC Media Days in Dallas. Shout out to Friends of Color for getting us here. Who's the best quarterback in the SEC? Because you can have, I legitimately think there are 4 guys that you could make a case for, and all of them could end up being at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Because what if the floor is raised by Milroe, right? What about Ewers? And then, Carson Beck just might be the top guy taken in the draft. So you got to pick one. Who's your top quarterback?
I think if my life were on the line and we got to score a touchdown, I think it's Carson Beck. I love Quinn Ewers. I love the physical tools of Ewers, and the potential's intriguing because it's his 3rd year in Sark's system. Milroe, I think, is super intriguing with the physical tools and how wide open that system's going to be. But Carson Beck, man, he's steady. He's been in that system for a long time. Completed north of 70% of his passes last year. Big sturdy dude with tattoos, and he had a nice iced out watch today. So for all those reasons, I'm taking Carson Beck. But I would hear other candidates, if that makes sense.
My answer's the same, but I'm not hearing any other candidates.
Oh.
Milroe, I still have major questions on. Is he more than a runner that can throw deep balls? What the sack numbers are alarming. Those are really alarming to me. And in the Michigan game, like that was concerning how he played there. And even though Michigan was a great defense, okay, Dart, take him out of that system. Are we sure he's a top-level quarterback in this league? We're not 100% sure, to me, at least. Ewers, we've seen too many of the down moments and not enough of the up moments. The up moments are high, but I've seen too many of the down moments. Beck, I think the one negative for him is probably got Milroe's least amount of playing experience, but he's right there with him. And then the Alabama game, he just didn't play well. It was probably one of his worst games of the year. But Nick, I saw him play in person down there at Sanford Stadium. I saw him hit that deep over route over 3 defenders in zone coverage, and I saw him just light Kentucky up like a Christmas tree. And he did that most of the season. We're talking about a Kirby Smart quarterback that threw over 4,000 yards. That's not a guy who's out there wants to go out there and sling it all around the yard. So I think give me Beck. I think he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. I think he's got a really good chance to win the Heisman, and I think he's going to have a big year playing behind the best offensive line in college football. He's going to be clean all season. He's going to light people up. Georgia's probably going to win the national championship, and I think we'll look back and say, wow, what a 2-year run. Really, what a 4-year run they had with Stetson and Beck back to back.
The thing about Beck, too, is the weapons around him. I know you lost Brock Bowers, but oh no, you've got Oscar Delp waiting to play tight end there. You get the kid from Vanderbilt transferring in, receiver, escaping my name. Humphreys. I mean, he's going to catch like 5 passes for 50-plus yards. Which leads me to ask, who is the most underrated player in the SEC? I'm going to give you mine, who's probably not going to get a lot of all-SEC votes, and that's Isaiah Bond, the Alabama transfer to Texas. He made a lot of big plays in big games, had big moments. Now you put him in Sark's offense, he's probably going to be Quinn Ewers' top target. I don't think he's a guy that's getting talked about enough and who could really become a star in this league. I just bought you both 20 seconds, so who do we think? Most underrated player in the SEC?
How about Harold Perkins? This time last year, everyone was talking about him like he's the next Micah Parsons. Now they don't know really what to say to him. But in Blake Baker's all-out, let's pressure and play man coverage, he's going to be unleashed. So I think, like we were talking about, well, he could be like the best player in the country last year. Not many people are talking about that now. So I think maybe now in a weird way, he's getting underrated, and I think we could see him have a monster season.
Well, and similarly, like we saw it at Kentucky, where you have a little bit of sophomore slumpage at the wide receiver position. You upgrade the coaching. It's now in a pay year. You can get a big bump. It's kind of like a coach in year 2 getting that big bump.
I'm going to stay in Baton Rouge. How about Kyron Lacey? Guys waited his turn behind 2 first-round draft picks last year, and last year we're like, man, will Jaden Daniels just push the ball deep? I wish he would do that. Garrett Nussmeier, like nobody's questioning that in Baton Rouge. And like, oh, he's going to throw the ball deep now. How wide open that offense will be, going to get a lot more targets. The physical tools with him, too. I feel like every spring game or every like fall camp or spring football season, there's always like a clip that comes out from the LSU social media team, and it's Kyron Lacey, like one-hand grab or big touchdown catch, whatever. Like, I think he's going to have a massive year. I think it's finally his turn in Baton Rouge.
I think it's a safe gamble to pick LSU receivers to be good.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I feel good about it. Yeah.
Pretty good. They're pretty good down there in Baton Rouge. We're having a great time down here at SEC Media Days. We appreciate y'all joining us down here on Radio Row.